already know the face. You have seen it 100 times. You walk through the front door, and before you even look around the room, before you see the chewed cushion, the knocked over plant, the trash scattered across the kitchen floor, your dog has already told you. The ears are down, the eyes are wide and soft and low. The tail is tucked and wagging slowly, not joyfully, carefully. The whole body curved slightly inward like a comma. And you look at that face, and you feel it immediately and completely. Guilt. Pure, unmistakable guilt. You point at the mess. The face gets softer, the eyes get lower, the body shrinks another inch toward the floor, and you think, they know. They absolutely know what they did. Every dog owner on earth has had this moment. It feels so real, it feels so obvious, it feels like the most straightforward, emotional communication you have ever witnessed. But what if everything you think you are seeing is not what you think it is at all? Meet Luna, a 3-year-old golden retriever living with a young couple in a warm, sunny apartment. Maya and her partner Daniel have had Luna since she was 8 weeks old. Luna is the center of their world. She sleeps on the bed. She comes on every holiday. She has her own Instagram account with 40,000 followers. Every morning Maya leaves for work, and every evening she comes home to the same ritual. Luna at the door, tail spinning. The whole body a single expression of pure joy. But twice a week, something else happens. Maya comes home to destruction, a chewed shoe, a toppled plant, stuffing pulled from the sofa cushion, and every single time, without exception, Luna is already waiting with the face, ears down, eyes soft, body low. Maya always says the same thing to Daniel. She knows exactly what she did. She feels terrible about it. Look at that face. She is absolutely riddled with guilt. But Daniel, through Gaitonim, has been quietly reading behavioral science papers at midnight for 3 months, is no longer so sure. Before we ask whether dogs feel guilt, we need to understand what guilt actually is at a biological and psychological level. Because guilt is not a simple emotion. It is what scientists call a secondary or self-conscious emotion. To feel genuine guilt, a being must be capable of several things simultaneously. They must hold a mental representation of a rule or expectation. They must remember their own past action. They must compare that action to the rule and recognize the violation. And they must experience a negative self-directed emotional response to that violation. Shame, remorse, the desire to repair. This is an extraordinarily complex cognitive sequence. It requires what psychologists call theory of mind, the ability to understand that others have mental states, expectations, and judgments about your behavior. Human children do not develop this capacity fully until around age 4. And the question that researchers began asking in the early 2000s was devastatingly simple. Do dogs actually have this? Or are we projecting the entire architecture of human moral emotion onto an animal whose brain simply does not work that way? The evening Daniel shows Maya the research is a quiet one. They're sitting on the floor together. Luna sprawled between them in a perfect side sleep, one paw twitching in a dream. Maya reads the Horowitz study on Daniel's phone. She reads it twice. Then she puts the phone down and looks at Luna for a long time. She thinks about every time she has come home to a mess. Every time she pointed at the destroyed cushion and watched Luna's body go small. Every time she said, "Look at her face," she knows exactly what she did. and she realizes something that rearranges something inside her. Luna was never confessing. Luna was never guilty. Luna was doing something more remarkable than feeling guilt. Luna was watching Maya's face from the moment she walked through the door, reading every micro-expression, every shift in posture, every change in energy, and responding with the most sophisticated social behavior a non-human animal has ever been documented performing. She was not a guilty dog. She was a dog that loved Maya so precisely that she could feel the shift in the room before a single word was spoken. So what do you actually do with this? The first thing is the most important. Stop punishing the face. When you come home to a mess and your dog shows appeasement behavior, tearing you apart, the ears, the eyes, the tucked tail, that display is not a confession you can respond to with correction. The behavior has already happened. The learning window is closed. What you are punishing is not the misbehavior. You are punishing your dog for reading you correctly and responding with love and social intelligence. The second thing is to redirect your energy entirely toward prevention. If Luna is destroying cushions on Tuesday afternoons, the question is not, how do I make Luna feel guiltier? The question is, what is happening to Luna on Tuesday afternoons that is generating enough anxiety or boredom to produce destruction? The third and most beautiful thing this research gives you is a new way to see your dog entirely. That face you always called guilt is actually one of the most sophisticated acts of love and social attunement that exists anywhere in the animal kingdom. It deserves not frustration, it deserves wonder. Luna is asleep between Maya and Daniel right now. The apartment is warm. The lamp is golden. Outside, the city is doing what cities do. But in here, everything is quiet and close and real. Maya reaches down and rests her hand gently on Luna's side, rising and falling in the slow rhythm of deep sleep. And she thinks about the face. The face she spent 3 years calling guilt. The face that was never guilt at all. It was something older than guilt. Something that doesn't have a clean human word because it evolved not in human experience, but in the 15,000-year conversation between dogs and the people who loved them. It was attunement. It was reading. It was the extraordinary ability of one species to feel the emotional weather of another so precisely that they reshape their own body in response. Dogs do not feel guilt the way humans feel guilt, but what they feel instead, this precise, devoted, ancient social intelligence, is in every meaningful way more beautiful. Subscribe to mindful pause psychology. Your dog has never stopped trying to reach you. Now you know exactly how they do it.